night, good evening, whatever time you're watching this, listening to this. This is Wednesday,
And this is Friday.
and this is Wednesday and Friday's Guide to Life and other stuff.
All right, today we'll be talking about love and relationships. And the first question we have up is
So, since Valentine's Day is coming up, the question that I have is Valentine's Day. Is it a timeless classic or is it played out? Your thoughts?
I'll be like, it's played out. I never really had a good Valentine's Day. It's always about just like kind of getting gifts for people. And well, for me, Valentine's Day is very much connected to just bad things happening. I could remember the last time it was Valentine's Day and I ended up having my ex call me like after I blocked her for a very long time, and then I was currently talking to somebody, and then that person was extremely behind on getting my Valentine's Day gift, and then that didn't work out with that person not too long after. Um, so well, it's played out for me at this point, but I don't know about for you.
Well, I think for me, val- me personally, I kind of like holidays in general. Just the idea of Valentine's Day is nice, I guess, but the actual, yeah, like I said, the idea is nice, the concept is nice, but the actual delivery and the actual execution of it sometimes isn't as nice. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, but in elementary school, when we would have the little Valentine's Day parties, and you would have your um, little what's it called, the little bags, I guess, and you would like get little Valentines in your little bags. Um, I think I guess that would be everyone's first experience with Valentine's Day, and then growing once you grow up from that, it just gets progressively either better or in your case worse. But
I mean, I wouldn't say it got worse. I just say it was like bad situation, like bad timing every time it was Valentine's Day, and like it wasn't like it was a big holiday for me already. It just was kind of like another day. I just enjoyed to spend it with anybody or anyone. So like I've had some good Valentine's Day. Like actually it wasn't last year that happened with the ex. It was the year before that. Last year I actually hung out with friends and went to a party, and that was cool. Just not to be alone is the best part of Valentine's Day.
I feel every Valentine's Day, I'm never in a relationship. It's yeah, I'll say that. I'm never in a relationship for Valentine's Day. It's just always me being single. So I never really got to experience the full effect of the Valentine's Day festivities, if you will.
Yeah, I feel you on that because like right now this will probably be the first Valentine's Day I actually am talking to someone. So hopefully it'll be pretty straight. So what would be the next question you would like to move on?
I guess I can go with love at first sight. Do you believe in it? Do you think it's real, or is it just something that is once again a made up concept?
All right. Well, since I literally always tell my friends this, that is bullshit. Most definitely. I always tell my friends, that you're first attracted to someone and then you start to build up your idea of that person. It's never like you like them because people be like, I like them. I'll be like, don't say that because that's not true. You're attracted to them, yes, but you do not know how they are. You haven't got to know them, and you haven't got to see them past the point that they put on their charade or whatever to get in a relationship with you because everyone's not who they really are at the beginning of a relationship. So I always be like, yeah, love at first sight is kind of some bullshit, but I can say that some people are able to see each other at first sight and read the room and tell both of each other are interested in each other, you know. But otherwise than that, nah, I feel like it's just big cap. It's cap.
Adding on to that, I feel like love it, like you said, love at first sight isn't something that actually happens. But I will say, lust at first sight is something that is very real because love at first, like I said, love at first sight isn't really a real thing. It's basically just based off of physical attraction, like you said. You don't really know the
Yeah.
person. You're just judging them based off an appearance. So lust at first sight, definitely real. Love at first sight,
Mhm.
not as real. So you heard it here first. Love at
All
first
right,
sight,
cool.
it's not real.
All right, I actually got a question. What was your first like love like? First person you think you fell in love with, or first relationship? You talk a little bit about that.
Well, first relationship, I'm just gonna be real honest with everyone right now. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I always say, man, there's no such thing as being a hoe. That whole mentality got to go out the window because people are just trying to learn experiences and learn themselves out there. There's nothing wrong with having multiple partners because ain't nobody gonna say nothing about niggas being a hoe most of the time. And you always be saying girls are, and girls be feeling bad about having multiple bodies. Like you shouldn't be worried about that. Just live your life, have fun. But as you were saying,
But as far as my first relationship, I I can't really remember my first actual relationship. But as far as like encounters, I'll say it started in about middle school. I'll say seventh grade. My first when my first relationship experience started,
yeah,
and it was just kind of little. I guess you could say puppy love. It wasn't really like I wasn't really in love. It was just me being in a relationship. Because I found that person attractive, and yeah. But as far as like my first love, that came the beginning of senior year.
the way you took those glasses off,
Met,
man. I know people can't see it, but like the way you took those glasses off to continue this conversation, like, let me get into the nitty gritty real
I
quick.
got to. I gotta remember this is long, while ago.
Yeah.
Beginning of senior year, started dating this person. I'm not gonna say any genders because it's 2021.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I guess.
Like any genders. But yeah, started dating this person, and I started actually like gaining that feeling of love for them. And I think it was about a week before Valentine's Day. I'm thinking, I'm gonna have a nice time on Valentine's Day with them. You know, all the little all the little feelings in the.
Oh wow, this ropes back into Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Nice
Turns
connect. Nice
out,
connect.
turns out that person texts me and says, "Hey, you're gonna be mad at me." I say, "What's up? What's going on?" In my head, I'm already knowing, probably like a little cheating. They say, yeah, I cheated. And, me at the time, never experiencing love, this be my first love. I was devastated. Would be an understatement. Like
For real.
me being in school and getting that text. I remember I went to my science class. I was listening to music in my science class, and this one, I don't know what song came on, but it was a specific song I was listening to.
Mhm.
And we went to lunch, and I just remember going down to the band room, going in my band teacher's office, and just breaking down. I that just
I mean, it's not, it's not funny, but
it
I
is.
got you.
It kind of
Hey
is.
man, it happens.
At the time, it wasn't funny, but thinking back to it, it's it's always. I feel like your first heartbreak is always a good thing to go through because it kind of it, I always say this: character development is a big thing. Um, it builds character, definitely builds character.
Yeah.
But what about you? Your first
Um.
love,
All
first
right.
relationship?
All right. All right. So this is gonna be a lot because I would brush over a few middle school things that happened, but I'm just gonna actually start with the first person. I guess I would call the first girl I was in love with, which now looking back on it, I wouldn't say I was, but shit, I was a simp. Let's talk about it. So I did a program in high school where I would stay on campus at Emory University. So the like second summer we stayed there, I met quote unquote someone. Not even gonna say their name because I'm not gonna be that person. But
Love that.
so
Love that.
completely met this person randomly in the dorms chilling one day, and we were just hanging out. She was playing games on my phone. We were just talking, playing around a little bit, just a little bit. Not like I was over here like, yeah, I want to talk to this girl. So fast forward a little bit, we're hanging out campus, FaceTime a little bit. We're in the common area of the dorms, doing a little few things with our hands, quote unquote, like a few things.
Oh, wow.
So we get to talking about like actually going out, and the girl's like, I'm emotionally unavailable, and I'm like, oh wow, well, this is really surprising to me because I'm like, well, this is the first time I had a girl this like I really mean infatuated because this girl had an iPhone and I had an Android, and bro was like, "Man, we'll Skype so we can video chat." And I never video chatted with someone before. I'm like, this is so out of pocket. I'm so used to texting or just like calling, and she's like calling me every night. Gets mad if I don't call. Text back in like under 1.1 second. Like I'm like, wow, this is like really crazy. So I'm like, all right, this is just like really, like weird to me that she's emotionally unavailable. Well, basically what she meant was like, she doesn't have the capacity to give feelings right now, but is definitely down to fuck. So friends with benefits, I guess. But she would not call it that. That was the call it that was an insult to her. She would get angry. But so it kind of led on to like anything I did was like a mistake, and she'll get angry. And the program ended, and we were still kind of texting afterwards. But she kind of just was so pissed at me. She really wouldn't text me, leave me on red for days at a time. Just the shit that kind of had me feeling sad because I really liked this girl and was so used to talking to her all the time because she was so obsessed. So kind of leading to her like getting mad one day and blocking me, getting mad that if I once again for a second do not text back, even on the days that she finally texts me back, she'll get mad that I didn't text back in a timely fashion because she felt like I was doing it back to her, which meant she knew she was doing that bullshit. But it's life. Let bygones be bygones. But stops talking to her. Now this is where shit gets kind of bad. Start dating.
This where shit go left.
I started dating a new girl. She starts dating a new guy. I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know if she's dating someone new. She doesn't know I am. And turns out later when we start back the program, because there's a school portion to it where we like go visit the campus on Wednesdays. See her, decides not to say anything to her. I'm just like I'm gonna avoid her. So after I don't talk to her the whole little beginning day of the program for us coming back to the campus, I get a text and she's like, "Oh, well, you looked really sad," and I'm just like, "Why do you care?" And she's like, "Can you call me? Cause my boyfriend's asleep." And I'm like, "Alright." I'm like, "Nah," cause like, go to sleep if your nigga asleep. Fuck you talking about? Like, fuck is you talking about? But so she ends up texting me the next day and is like, "Yeah, I know you have a girlfriend." I'm like, "All right, that's cool. Is that why you started back talking to me?" I'm like, "I mean, I really genuinely just don't care." I'm like, "That's cool, Like, that's nice." I'm like, "I'm not very stressed about you, but started getting this habit of calling me all the time." And I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Why?" But me being a simp, once again, answers the phone. Definitely should never be talking about somebody else while I have a girlfriend. But simp energy, never again. But
We stand a simp.
so
We stand simps though.
I'm not. I can't be one anymore. But so talks to her throughout the school year. Blah blah. Blah. Even calls me crying about how she lost her virginity, which I'm just like, why are you telling me? But she always goes into this shit of you're my only friend and you're the only person I can talk to, and I'm like, yeah, here go this dumbass bullshit. So we get to December, birthday's coming up. So one day I call her, and we're on the phone the whole day. And at some point, I guess this nigga was like, "Let me strip butt ass naked on the phone." So I'm just like, "Shit."
As one usually does.
I'm like, "Shit." I'm like, "Look, am I fine?" And we ended up talking about planning out a time for us to go, have intercourse, quote unquote, blah blah blah. And I was like, "Well, I can't go cheat on my girlfriend, like do that shit." So I'm like, "All right, let me go over here and go break up with my girlfriend." And I text her that on my birthday. Broke up with her on my birthday. It's pretty bad. But this nigga gets completely mad, livid as fuck because I texted girlfriend in the to her, so she's like mad as shit. There's a fucking some other dude on the day we planned out to meet. Um, after like months of not talking to me, finally comes back, loses my virginity to her because, like I said, this was the girl I really liked. Um, talk to her some more. She keeps having her little fits and won't talk to me for a long time. And then once again, me does it back for literally one fucking day. This thing gets mad as shit. So she ends up coming out to me later that she's fucked all these other niggas while I was still talking to her again. Like we were back cool again.
Coming out.
Yeah, she's fucked different cousins she didn't even like, and I'm like, if you don't like the nigga, if he was so annoying, why would you fuck like crying to me? It's not because she's crying because she feels bad she did it to me. Because she was sad, she was crying because she was a hoe, and she felt bad about being a hoe. So I was like, shit, man, we don't talk to me anymore. And that was the night I found Juice World before he blew up. So that was one good thing that came out of all that bullshit. And I'm not gonna go into any more of this shit because it's a very long fucking story. And there is so much more to this, including me buying lifts and doing all this other shit for her, which we may have to actually make a separate cast where we talk about this shit because it is a long fucking story. So
But that's
what's
what love
what's
is.
the next question?
But that's what love is.
Oh hell no, I would
Um,
not call that love at all. That was a big mistake, big fucking mistake.
I guess my next topic. What's your thoughts on the dating apps?
On dating apps, well, I'm gonna be real with you. Great for women because niggas are dogs and will take anything they can get. Not saying that girls aren't pretty on there, just saying that niggas are very much don't give a fuck about what they're exactly looking for. A nut to nut, but for dudes, it's very hard because only like really 30% of niggas are fine on there and they get all the bitches, and then there's the 70% that are like regular schmegler ass niggas like me or you, Thomas. Well, really, I'm not gonna say that because you're on a different side of dating apps,
I'm on both.
and for that side, niggas do get a lot of play. But for regular shit,
Let's talk about that.
dudes don't get shit. Like you'll sit there, you may get a match or two, maybe every month, maybe. Because I've had barely any matches, and I've been on Tinder and Bumble all these times. Shit, on Bumble, I only ever got one match ever,
Speaking
ever.
speaking of the opposite side of the spectrum on my end, I will say this to my LGBT audience out there, specifically the G in that LGBT part. And this is just in my personal opinion. If you're going on these gay dating apps, specifically Jack or Grinder, and you're looking for a relationship, this is in my personal opinion once again. You're on the wrong app because I feel that those apps are just for one thing, and that's just intercourse. That's just somebody looking for somebody at that moment. But if you're looking for a relationship, I would very much steer away from those apps. Me personally, I have no experience with dealing with people from those apps, but like I said, it's just if you're looking for a relationship, I would steer clear from those apps because you're just gonna end up either being hurt in the end or much worse. I'm not gonna get into what much worse is, but or much worse.
All right. So I want to move on to this next question you had, which was your opinion of a ideal relationship. Like, I really want to like talk about that. Um, I'll let you go first because I think I'd like to hear your opinions and like
All
thoughts first.
right.
Yeah.
So I guess the biggest part of an ideal relationship for me is just trust and comfortability. Whatever, how do you say that? Being comfortable around your partner. I feel like if you can't trust your partner, then there's no reason that you should be in a relationship if you don't trust each other. Secondly, if you're not comfortable around that person to be yourself, then once again, there's no reason you should be in a relationship. So those are two big things that I feel make an ideal relationship. And the third thing for me, a sense of humor. Because me personally, I like to crack jokes a lot. I like
Yeah.
making people laugh. So I feel like if you don't have a sense of humor, then we just won't click. So those are my top three: trust, being comfortable around somebody, having a sense of humor. I'm not really that big on looks because I mean, hey, I'm not the nicest cookie in the jar, so I'm not gonna be sitting here looking for the most nicest looking person. Like I said, it's just those. That's my top three. That's the big three.
All right. For me, okay, ideal relationship, simply put as ever, is a relationship where we communicate. So there's no point we're out here arguing over something that could be simply solved by us actually talking to each other. Because I feel like a lot of times people get in these big arguments and throw away all this type of love and like time you put into someone, not because they're a terrible person that hits or beats you or talks shit about you, but because simply you got mad about some dumb, stupid, or simple thing and decided that you didn't want to give up any of your pride or lose whatever ground you had because You're more worried about being right than trying to fix something with the person you're supposed to care about or love. So, simple ideal relationship communication. I'm not gonna be like I need to be a super clingy person and be by you all the time because even right now I'm kind of dealing with like a long distance relationship. Just trust for one, because I be needing that. Because I'm not gonna lie, most of my friends are females, so definitely it's a lot trusting someone that's far away and is nothing, but that's surrounded by nothing but the opposite sex. So you gotta have trust.
I
I'd
will
be
say
like,
one thing
mm,
about long distance relationships. I've had my experience with those, and I'm gonna be honest. I'd prefer a long distance relationship over someone that's close, only because you're not seeing that person on a day to day basis. So you're not going to gain a physical attraction. And if you do gain that physical attraction, it's only through pictures or whatever you see from them on social media or anything like that. So it's like with that long distance relationship, you have to kind of build that foundation of just like I said, being comfortable and just getting to know that person first before you even do anything physically, sexually, anything like that. So I 100, not 100%, but 98% of the time prefer a long distance relationship over someone I can see in IRL.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. But yeah, like I was saying, like yeah, trust, and the other thing would just be like I would say would be like hmm, time management, I guess. Like still making enough time or really being ready for a relationship, like actually having your heart and feelings in the right place instead of going into a relationship like half-assed, like you still care about somebody, and also respecting boundaries is something that I would see in an ideal relationship. But all right, yeah, next question. What's the next thing you want to
Um,
talk about?
on the other end of your ideal relationship, what are some deal breakers? Did you want to go or
Some deal breakers. It ain't really any deal breakers. I would say it's just like just don't be a very controlling person. Don't let your emotions control you. Don't get mad once again over something very small or little when you can always talk it over. Uh, make time for yourself and whoever you're talking to. Like everyone needs their own personal time, but don't make it seem like it's the other person's fault or your fault over anything. Once again, something small as having personal time. Just talk it over. That's about it.
um? I guess some deal breakers for me, like I said about the whole being comfortable around that person. If you're not comfortable around that person, that's a real deal breaker for me. Another one, I guess, something that's very, I guess, minute and very small. Mm, I guess that small thing. Nah, I'm
What?
not gonna say that.
What you
But
say?
that's
Say
really
say.
it's really small, very specific. Chewing with your mouth open.
You
That's
got
a
a
deal
pet
breaker.
peeve?
I guess it's a pet peeve, but um, and then not knowing how to communicate. I guess that'll be a deal breaker too. Like you kind of touched on communication a
Yeah.
little bit, but as far as that, I knowing how to communicate and not letting me be myself around you.
Mm.
And I think that's I don't know if that's a thing that you have encountered, not being comfortable.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said before that, like I said before, you're gonna have to have like a whole separate part for this girl. But like my first love once again was not comfortable around her. It felt like I was walking on eggshells all the time. This was like anything is small would start this big argument that will last into days, and by the end of it, I'll end up crying. I mean, shit, this person told me how they didn't like me as a person, and the conversation went like, I was like, all right, that's cool. Like, get the fuck out then. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, if you don't like me as a person, you can leave. But the conversation went like, oh no, no, you can't say that. You gotta You gotta find out why and then fix it and stuff. And she started crying and get mad at me, and before you know it, I was crying too because she was telling me how ain't shit I was, and I'm just like, please don't leave and all this other shit. And she's talking about how I was a bitch and everything, just dumb shit, being treated like shit by a shitty person.
Speaking of crying, I've not cried in a minute. Let's give it up for that.
Give it up for
Let's
that.
let's give it up for that because I
I
have
mean, it's
not
okay to cry,
cried
dog. It's okay to
in a
cry. What do
minute.
you mean, man?
Um,
You gotta let them tears go.
yeah, sometimes I be having to do a good cry. I call it a good cry.
Good
Like
cry, yeah, exactly. Cry, get it over
I know I'm
with.
not the only person that like puts on like that song that you know makes you cry
When you cut that Marvin's Room on at 3 o'clock in the morning.
and it's like you know that it's gonna make you cry, but you just put it on that way because it's like I'm not sad, but I just feel
Wonder
the
that
need
I
to
would
cry.
try. Just happy with a good guy. Like you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean it's kind of like the background right now. Like Rent a Girlfriend. Like this would be something. Hit it. Play a good edit of this. Hit that Marvin's Room. Have a good little cry.
I, I guess
I don't know, man.
I
I
haven't
mean,
really
just like Steve
connected.
Universe.
I haven't connected with Marvin.
No
Um,
Marvin's Room.
I like
Summer Walker. Frank Ocean.
Summer Walker, Frank Ocean. Yeah,
Her.
some some singles, some songs, but
Drizzy.
no, never.
No.
There's a song I think I've heard by her.
Wasted.
No,
No.
it was. Is that song? It's like your body on my that song.
Yeah.
That's the only
That's
song
it.
I've heard by
That's all
her.
this song.
Yep.
SZA.
For crying, no. For
Come on.
recreational drug use, maybe.
I'm
Some
dead.
always. Another topic I have about love. What are some signs that you're falling in love with somebody? I know for me personally, it's that I guess you could say that butterfly feeling
Mm.
when it's like, and also wanting to conversate with you and wanting to get to know you. I guess that'll be two of the main signs that I'm falling in love with somebody.
Yeah. You talking about signs of falling in love?
Hmm.
Me starting to let things that I usually wouldn't let someone do happen, and me getting very comfortable with someone. Like usually very chill, and I'm not always a very talkative person. Shit. My friends always talk about how I'll just disappear
That's
out
crazy
off of the
because
face of earth out of nowhere.
my friends
Like,
always say how I can't stop talking.
yeah, people be like, "Yeah, man, Kai Sean, I ain't seen you in a minute," and then someone will always be like, "Yeah, I'll see you later. I know you're about to disappear for a while and pop back up." I'm like, "Yeah, regular, you know where I'm at though. I'm always in my room. You always can call. I'll probably answer if I'm not completely busy or my ass just dead ass did not have this social battery to answer the phone."
And then another question that I have, I think this question should have been the first question because the topic was love.
Yeah,
But hey, everybody makes mistakes.
everybody
Insert
has those days.
insert Hannah Montana. Everybody makes mistakes
Yeah,
without copyright. Um,
but saying,
but the question is define love. What a statement is define love in 5 words.
oh yeah, we asked that already. This is the first part we started with.
Oh well, I guess my
mean,
5 words to describe love.
he
I
already.
was gonna say waste of time, but like I said, it just depends on your experience with love. And I'm not gonna say my experience with love was a waste of time, but I guess the 5 words very a lot of time. You have to put a lot of time into it because if you really love somebody, then you like you said, time management. You'll make time for them. You'll like you said, do things that you never really let everybody else do. So like I said, very much time. I don't say time consuming because that's kind of putting a negative connotation on things,
Yeah.
but time consuming, very much so. That's time consuming, worthless piece of crap. All right. Is that
Okay.
5 words? Time
Okay. So
consuming, worthless piece of crap. Yep.
real question here: what you would say was your best relationship so far?
My best relationship so far. It would probably have to be my most recent relationship,
Yeah.
only because me and this person have known each other for a minute. Like we were texting on Instagram for a minute, but we never actually met in person. So I guess the reason that was such a it was a good relationship was because we already built that foundation, like I was talking about earlier. We built that foundation of already knowing each other, but just never meeting in person. So it's like once we met in person, it wasn't that awkwardness of this is our first time meeting. We've always known each other, but we were just now meeting in person because we've me and him known each other for about I'll say 3.5 to 4 years now. So once I went over to his house, it was just like I said, it wasn't that awkwardness. And we started dating in June of 20 no May of 2020,
Yeah.
but that was very much short lived. Um, like I said, I'm very much single, very much not gonna say ready to mingle because I enjoy my free time of being single, but I'm always looking for some companionship. I'll say that because a relationship and companionship are two different things, and I feel like a relationship has titles while companionship is just what's we're not together, but we're together. If that makes sense.
Friends with benefits, but you got a little bit of feelings.
Mm, I guess you could say that. Friends with friends with minor benefits, and we have feelings. You could say that.
I don't know, man. That's like walking a tightrope right there. It's a little bit of both. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna give that little situationship label, my dog.
Situation. Oh yeah, definitely situationship. That's the word. That's the word of the day. Situationship.
It's okay. It's fine.
What about you?
Best relationship would have to be the one I am right now. It's good communication, um, good conversations, a lot of common interests. I feel comfortable. I don't feel like every time I do something, I am being judged or made fun of. Once again, I will say that all of these things that I want or need or realize was needed in a relationship came from a very toxic person. Which, like I said again, the person may have to really have their own fucking sidebar for this shit, like own side shit. Because the person would say that was not how things were, but it definitely was uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, relationship right now, best one. I don't feel like I'm always helping the other person and I'm not getting any help. It doesn't feel like if I try to tell them my problems, they're gonna tell me, "Be quiet, man. I don't want to hear your shit, but listen to what I got to tell you." It's been pretty good. So I'll be like, this has been my best relationship right now. Um, very much more easier to communicate with the person. Hasn't had any big things blown up on me. We talk every day. You know, that would be the best relationship I've had so far.
This is very
Um,
much off topic. I'm sorry. I'm looking on Instagram right now. I'm sorry. It says your
let's keep
bank.
on talking. Let's keep on topic. Let's keep
It
on topic,
says.
man. No, let's keep on topic, man.
We'll just
Let's
read this
see.
real quick and let me
All
know
right, I got you.
because I know that I would just keep it.
Okay, but yeah, all right, yeah, yeah. Back to what we were talking about. Let's see. Another
Did
good
you define
question.
love in 5 words?
Yeah, I already did that earlier.
What were your five
You remember
words?
my 5 words was like depressing. Um, what was that like stressful? Uh, worth it, helpful, and I guess I'll add another good one because I forgot what the other word was. Um, amazing. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, once you get it all together, I'm not gonna lie, it's stressful. Sometimes can be depressing, but I think once again, like I said, what I thought was love before was definitely not love. But we're gonna see how that plays out. Cause never gonna be like, don't say anything too early, because things definitely can change. But
Speaking in the
I'm
longevity
not
of
speaking on what I'm
things,
currently going.
speaking in the longevity of
Uh-huh.
things, do you see yourself getting married in the future?
Yes.
I can answer that question very wholeheartedly with a big no. And that's only
What?
because I saw this TikTok the other day and it said
Not because TikTok.
I can't wrap my head around the fact that I'm gonna get married to a guy in front of my family, and that's still kind of mind blowing to me and mind boggling. So that's why I'm kind of like, eh. And I just feel like I've never really kind of established that connection with somebody. So I feel like maybe if I meet somebody in the future that I establish that kind of relationship with,
Hmm.
then I might get married. But until then, I'm my answer's still gonna be a no as of right now.
Is it
But
like a big fat no or just like a no?
it's nine once again 98% no, two
Dang, well, I got a
percent
98.
2% maybe,
Hey, babe.
2% maybe, 0%. I'll say 1.5% maybe, and then a 0.5% yes. So very little chance of changing. Like I said, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I got you. Um,
I could meet somebody tomorrow,
I'm dead.
which probably might not happen, but you
Or
never
might
know.
actually happen.
You never know.
Yeah, true. Then you can say that for anything, my dog. Let's see. All right, let's keep going.
Talk about your first date.
My first date.
Your first date. I don't know if
Let's see.
I don't know if everyone's had the same movie theater date experience that I always
All
have.
right. So for that, what would I really actually take that for as a first date?
I feel like
The
movie theater
first
dates
time
are just
I would say my first date. Shit, man, because my first date would be a bad day. Let's just say
if you've ever had a movie theater date.
definitely.
I feel like movie theater dates are just an excuse.
But I've only had one where I was actually talking to somebody. All other times was just me and my friends going to the movies. But I would count it as a movie theater date, I
I
guess.
just feel like movie theater dates are just an excuse to
To what? Have sex or
to do
something?
nasty stuff in public.
I've never needed to do that. I've only ever done that one
Like
time,
I feel
and
like
that once again wasn't a date. I was just going with friends, and like things happened.
growing up, if you were ever to be like, hey, let's go to the movies, and you were like dating somebody or seeing somebody, or if you were like just going on dates to the movies, then you kind of already had an idea of what was going to happen.
I get what you're saying.
Because my thing is, we're not just gonna if we're dating or talking or whatever the case may be, and you want to go to the movies. I'm not gonna say always.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna give you if the movie's not interesting, but most time I go to the movies to watch the movie, and even if something's happening, because oh no, actually I have had an actual movie theater date where something happened. But once again, this is why I'm like this person that needs a whole sidebar. It was with that fucking person.
Let's just say my movie theater date experience. We were watching Love Simon.
Yeah,
Ended up stop watching. We stopped watching the movie. We started
yeah.
watching each other.
I mean, I was watching Wonder Woman, and I was having something happen to me, but like I very much was still infatuated with Wonder Woman. Still finished that movie, and that was a great movie. I think the everything that happened was pretty good, but like I still got to say that movie may have topped what happened to me while I was watching that movie. So I go to movies to watch movies. Anything else that happens in the movie theater, I mean that's cool too. But it's like I went to go see Godzilla, and some things happened. But mostly, what I remember most of that movie is the new American Godzilla was really good. I go to movies to watch movies. That's all I gotta say.
I miss the movies kind of.
Yeah.
Not for that reason, just to go there and have interactions.
Wait, all
Just
right. So
just
we,
the
so we just were
vibes.
talking about dates. What is your ideal date?
Um, well, me personally, I'm not so much a very specific person. I'm really open to anything really. Going out to dinner, but I'm really big on as long as I'm with somebody that I'm really connecting with, really vibing with.
Mhm.
So we could really be going out and doing anything. Like I said, I'm still a big kid at heart. So like I said, anything that's really I'm not really specific on dates. But like I said, as long as I'm not paying, let me stop playing. I'm just I'm just
I'm dead. But yeah, for me, my ideal date would just simply be going to the movies, going out to eat, doing something fun like I don't know, doing race car driving, paintball, going to the Ferris wheel, going to something like the Chinese Lantern Festival we had. That was nice. I mean, that was kind of went
I've
on a date
only
for that.
probably been on one date, one real date in my entire life. And that
Uh,
was once again with my most recent ex. We went on a picnic, and it was a really nice time. I actually did feel very. I think that was the. I think that was my probably my best, probably my top three, like my I say top five. My top five moments for 2020 would probably be that picnic date.
for real?
Yeah, because like I said, it was kind of like my first date, and I got that little butterfly feeling, and it was just it was nice. It was a
Yeah,
nice experience.
yeah, I feel you. Most definitely. All right. So,
Are you friends with any of your exes?
actually, really, no, not at all.
Same. I feel
The people
like
that I could actually count as exes, all of them, well, most of them are blocked. I guess you can kind of say I'm still cool with people I talk to, but most of the time, some people I didn't even count. Like they wanted to talk to me, but I was like, yeah, nah, you didn't really show any interest. So I mean, I thought this was just us being cool. This is what I'm saying. Like I'm very clean cut on being like the girls hanging around are very much my friend, and anything more than that is kind of nasty. So like when I want to talk to someone, you probably know I want to talk to them.
I will say a majority of my exes, we never ended up on bad terms. We just kind of fell off. But the one that cheated on me, definitely not friends with him because one thing we don't stand is cheaters or liars. Not in
Hmm.
2021, not in 2020, not really ever. But like I said, we majority of my exes we never really ended up on bad terms. It's just we just kind of stopped talking and conversating. But I mean, if they hit me up today, I mean, I'll just be like, "Hey, how you been?" But if they ever try to hit me back up, one thing I don't do, and I used to do in the past, I used to always go back with an ex if they were to express they had feelings for me again. But now that I'm older, wiser, and I won't say smarter, but just older and wiser, I've come to the conclusion that you never go back, you never try to rehash something, and you never try to recreate something that didn't work before. Because it's like my whole motto is they're an ex for a reason. You could be friends with them. You can even be like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. You're trying to go back and reinvent this kind of fantasy of maybe we could work something out. It's different now. If you if you broke up with them, like I said, you broke up with them for a reason.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Um, all right. Worst ex, and I'm gonna let you go first because I already kind of went in depth a little bit.
So my worst ex. So if you're under 18, I'm gonna need you to cover your ears. I'm finna go in. My worst ex would be that cheating ass bitch, the one that cheated on me. That would be my worst ex. Second worst ex would it would be the one before my second most recent ex. Only because one thing I don't like people that are too clingy. Because I feel like me personally, I can be clingy, but if you're more clingy than I am, then that's an issue. Because it's like I need my space to breathe. We're both our own people. We each have our own lives. We have our own things going on, our own lives going on. So if you're gonna get upset because I'm not talking to you 24/7, 7 days a week, then that's an issue because it's like like I said, I have a life. I have things going on, and the fact that you think that my world is gonna have to revolve around you all the time, yeah, that's not it. So my top, like I said, my top number one worst ex would be the one that cheated. Second would be my second most recent ex. What about you?
For me, and like I really mean this person. Like I keep getting tired of going over the same person, but shit, it all goes back to the same
Is it
person
that
that caused
same
the same
girl?
bullshit. Yes, like the person I just explained before, that was more sex.
there'll be
Like,
a part two.
let's not even. Okay, okay. I'm gonna add one more thing to this. This nigga, like I said before, I do not like to put people business out there, and I have not said who this person is. So on everything, if they get mad at me because they realize who I'm talking about, bruh, fuck you. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Like, this nigga called me after we already argued, blocked each other, told each other not to mess with each other no more. This person calls me and is like, "Yeah, man. So I got chlamydia." And I'm like, "Oh shit, man! Like, oh my god, do I have that too?" And I'm like, "She's like, no." She's like, "The dude I was talking to
It's
gave
the
it to
fact
me,"
that
and she calls me
when you
crying,
say
and she's like,
chlamydia, I saw
and she's
burning.
like, "You're the only person I could talk to," and it's like, I really get that at some points things are like that, right? But it was like she had nothing but friends. Like, you know what I mean? This person has told me she didn't like me as a person because I feel like people be forgetting. I be saying how shitty this person is and things that they've done to me. Like, told me that. It told me how she didn't care about anything I had going on. Just pretty much belittled me the whole time I knew her. It talked so much shit to me. And shit, even at one point admitted that she was a bad person, was crazy, and she said she was sorry for the way she treated me, and she wished she could have did better. But it did not come to way after this. So she told me she had committed it, and I'm just thinking to myself, I do not care. Why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me this? Why am I the person that you need to tell this? So I'm like when she told me she lost her virginity. Did not need to tell me that. Told me anyway. So like that. Like I didn't need to hear that. Shit. Person told me that they was a bad person and still sat there and was like, "But I still need you though." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. You already said we don't mix well. No matter what happens, it's just the wrong time and wrong place, and we will never work." Her words, not mine. Even though I've been saying that shit for fucking forever. This nigga's like, "No, let me still hang on to you and be toxic." I'm like, "All right, man, get the fuck on." And then try to blame that shit on, no, bro, you're just talking like this. You're acting like it's because you're drunk or you're high or something. I'm like, no, man. Fuck all the drugs. Fuck all the weed. Fuck all that stuff. Right now, this is me, and I'm telling you exactly how I feel. I need you to go.
So I saw
So yeah, that's my worst ex. That
her.
bitch.
Oh wow, I fuck her. So I saw this post on Instagram and it said, "If you have to ask for head, then cheat." What are your thoughts on cheating? And have you ever cheated or been cheated on? We already know my answer to this question. Yes, I've been cheated on. Have I ever cheated? No, because cheating is for weak-minded bitches. I'm sorry if you ever cheated on somebody. But like I said, it's for weak-minded bitches because I feel as if for you to cheat on somebody, that's basically violating their trust. It's basically violating just the entire sanctity of your relationship.
All right, yeah, I feel that. Personally, like I said before, the only thing that even came close to it was when I was dating who I was talking to, and
Wait,
when
have you
I
cheated?
no, I haven't actually done it while I was actually talking to somebody. Never. So like I literally had broke up with the person just so I wouldn't have been cheating. That's like, yeah,
Oh wow.
I can't actively do that to someone. So I'll be like, no, but still a little bit to myself. I still count that as doing that, like cheating. So I'm gonna be like, yes, partially.
I just feel like cheating isn't a bad thing. No, 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 I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Back to the topic of dating apps. If you're creating a dating profile for yourself, what are three things you would put in your bio?
I like anime. I'm chill. I just want someone to talk to. That's it. That's it. Simple as that. But I will definitely not get no swipe. Niggas be putting some people be putting the most simplest, dumbest shit, and then be like, "Well, I got all these swipes," and someone would be like, "What I just said? Oh, well, you need to put more than that, sweetie. You ain't making yourself desirable." I'm like, nigga, I shouldn't have to put a whole bunch of stuff to make me dangle keys and make someone like me. Because once again, like I said before, people don't act the way they're supposed to or the way they are before you meet them. Why put out a fake product on the market than be real?
I feel like for me, the first thing I would put is my height. And that's only because for some reason I feel that in the gay community, it's just people really like tall people for some reason. And I don't know if that's the same. I feel like I've seen like like straight girls do that too. They're like, oh, I'm 5'4". I want my man to be 6'8", and I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. But hey, everybody has their thing. So I would definitely put height. I would definitely put my height.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, I'll put I have a sense of humor because that's one thing that has to click. And the third thing, I like cartoons because I feel like if we can't bond over not just cartoons but just animated shows in general, then that wouldn't be an issue, but that would definitely be a big barrier because that's something that I definitely relate to. So yeah, my height, animated shows, sense of humor.
Yeah, it goes until I was like, I gotta put like, yeah, I watch anime because the person doesn't vibe with that, doesn't like that interest. I can't do it. That's what I mostly watch, and like I said before, it had people that didn't like it or made fun of it. Like, no, I can't do it. All right, cool. Well, that was a pretty long go. Feel like we pretty much covered mostly everything we wanted to talk about.
Or at least try to.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, it's time for our Among Us game. So Friday and
Wednesday/TJ/DeMeo.
you gotta speak loud in that dog.
Oh, so okay,
Okay, you did whisper that. Okay, like
Wednesday/TJ/DeMeo.
well, Wednesday and Friday gonna fuck with y'all because it's time for us to play some Among Us. This is our first podcast episode. I hope people tune in more to listen.
Tune in next time where we'll talk about something else that's not love or
Yeah,
relationships.
and subscribe or follow us on whatever social media will be linked in the description.
You can follow my Instagram.
Oh man, we not even gonna say this shit out loud because this is some long shit. I'm putting this in the description. I'm gonna fuck with
For real.
y'all.
All right. Bye.